Bonjour. Mes salutations les plus chaleureuses à toute la communauté. Nous allons officiellement commencer notre programme. Encore une fois, mes salutations les plus chaleureuses à toute notre communauté, à notre Untitled Co-Chair, présent ou pas, et à notre président régional, et ainsi qu'à notre vice-présidente régionale. Je salue aussi tous les directeurs sous-régionaux, les leaders nationaux et particulièrement les leaders de BFD et les conseillers au matin qui se sont joints à nous ce matin pour un nouveau programme de la structure des 3 générations. Bienvenue à tous et à toutes. Ce programme est spécialement dédié aux conseillers au matin. Et je suis encore très ravi de pouvoir être celui qui va vous guider tout au long de ce programme intéressant de ce jour. Et j'espère que vous êtes tous confortables et prêts pour la suite.
I hope that you all
C'est notre parent
ready for this. The most excited person here is our heavenly parents. We don't know how much you waited for this moment to come. So, dear Choneko leaders, dear matching supporters, I would like now to share today's program. So after this, we're going to offer about heavenly parents and true parents. Then we're going to recite the family pledge. And just after that, we're going to invite Mr. Yode Patrice Yeneve, who will offer the opening prayer. And then we're going to have the national leader of Cameroon, Reverend Cameron, who will read the Hundoke. And we're going to receive the regional president for the opening remarks. Today we're going to start the 5th session that will be internal guidance that will be given by our BFT director. Then we're going to have a break of some minutes and we'll invite once more our regional vice president for the session that will be more practical, and then we'll give the floor to the regional president for the closing remarks. We'll pray together for 33 minutes, and we're going to offer with gratitude the last bow to heavenly parents and true parents of heaven and earth and mankind. Now that the program is shared, I would like to remind everyone that we have a simultaneous interpretation. And to start the program centered on heavenly parents and true parents, I would like to ask all the clinical leaders present and the PFT matching supporters to open their cameras as we are going to offer about to heavenly parents and true parents.
Donc, j'aimerais demander à la technique de partager la photo des vrais parents. Nous allons offrir une prosternation devant notre parent céleste et nos chers.
So we're going to offer about heavenly parents and true parents of heaven and earth and mankind. 전진 참부모님께 경배 바로. Let's recite the family pledge. Family pledge number 3. Our family, the honor of Chonilguk, pledges to perfect the 4 great realms of heart, the 3 great kingships, and the realm of the royal family, by extension and true love. Number 4. Our family, the honor of Chonilguk, pledges to build and invest a family and compassion in heaven and earth, which is heavenly parents' idea of creation by extension and true love. Now we are going to invite Mr. Yode Patrice Bienfait for the opening prayer. Mr. Yode Patrice, if you are with us, please open your mic and offer the prayer. Thank you. Thank you very much. I would first of all like to thank our 21 co-chair, Reverend Bakari Kamara, I would like to thank the original president, Reverend John Pierre Kadima, and the original vice president, Mrs. Mika Amanaman. It's an honor for me to be part of this session. So please join me in prayer. Let's pray. Beloved Heavenly Parent, parents of heaven and earth and humankind. Today,
C'est la première fois ici dans la région Afrique qu'un tel programme a lieu.
this program is the first time we are having it in this African region, and it's very inspiring because through this we can feel the support of our heavenly parents and true parents. This program permits us heavenly parents to, as parents, understand our mission in the preparation of our children for the blessing and for the matching. It's a program that gives hope because it permits the first and second generation to understand the value of the blessing and matching and the necessity for them to engage themselves in this program. We are so grateful that this program really gives hope to all the community, to all the heavenly parents, all the community of Africa. We really want to pray that this program should be a model program for the whole world. We are grateful that since the beginning, Heavenly Parents have been really with us, and we have been really impatient of participating in the various sessions because it gives us a better understanding not only of the blessing but also of the matching process.
Est un programme à soutenir. Nous voudrions vraiment
So this is a program to support. We really want to I really want to pray that all those who are implicated in this program, let it be the regional vice president, the regional president, Channel Coach, I really want to pray that you should be with them, you protect and guide them as they invest in yourselves in this program. Please continue giving many heavenly parents insight to those guiding this program, and that we should all be able to ameliorate our relationship with the parents, our relationship with true parents. I really want to pray that your children should be one with you and be able to perpetuate the tradition, because we know the tradition is the most important thing for the heavenly parents who will community. We have to live with us in tradition behind us. How are we going to transmit this tradition of true parents from generation to generations? And this tradition that is before everything through the blessing, through the transmission of this pure lineage we have to preserve, so that your desire, since you created our first human ancestors, the desire of seeing them grow in purity, seeing them establish an ideal family, and establish the purpose of creation. I really want to pray that this desire should be realized from generation to generation. That is why we are so much grateful to be associated in such a program. It's really an honor for us, and we are really grateful, Heavenly Parent, to be able to take part every day in this program. So please be at the center of all of this, that I offer all of this in my name, Benjamin. You there, member of a blessed central family, I pray. Adjo.
Merci, Monsieur Bienfait, pour la prière
Thank you, Mr. Bienfait, for this profound opening prayer. Now we are going to move on to a very important moment where our true parents guide us through the world
tout au long de notre vie.
in everything we do throughout our life. we need the word. And this morning, once more, I would like to ask you to be prepared internally to receive the 100K. And for that, we will give the floor to Reverend Jack Cameron, who will do the 100K reading. So, Mr. Cameron, if you're here, you can start opening your mic while the technical team display the screen of the 100K.
Good morning, our co-chairs, the regional president and vice president, the national leaders and marching supporters. Please, let's join me in reading the Hondoke. Excerpts from True Father's Speech, True Love and Marriage, August 21, 2004, Seoul, Korea. What is true love? What is true love? It does not refer to the selfish love that is thrown about in the secular world. It is not a counterfeit love given one moment and abandoned the next. It is not self-indulgent, profligate love driven by fleshly desire. It is not self-indulgent, profligate love driven by fleshly desire. Such false love assails and violates the conscience, driving nails into the original man. True love, on the other hand, is the source of peace and spiritual order. Its nature is to honor and preserve the public tranquility. It is humanity's shared inheritance that serves the common benefit of all people. It symbolizes God's intention and power, for it is rooted in God. True love is mysterious. The more it is given, the more plentiful it is, and the greater joy it brings. True love possesses power great enough to transform the motivation, process, and outcome of human life. We were created to be born in true love, raised in true love, and pass to the next world in true love. That is the reason true love has the greatest and highest value. Through true love, we can be together eternally, see each other eternally, converse with and feel each other eternally, and have nothing but affection for each other. It is one love, and yet all people can enjoy it together. If we consider its detail, it is extremely small. If we consider its grandeur, it is extremely huge. Immersed in true love, the mere wink of an eye can be sufficient to bring forth a joy so great as to shake heaven and earth. A single smile can make one feel superhuman power. That power is strong enough to change one's life. If you think you can see it, you cannot. If you think you cannot see it, you can. It is full of mystery. Adieu.
Adieu. Merci pour la lecture.
Adieu, thank you for the reading, dear Reverend Cameron. Now we're going to offer a round of applause for the word. Thank you very much. Our two parents pass through various ways to talk about what is true, particularly concerning true love. So today, through this Wonderkey, we can see that with true love, we can love ourselves for eternity. So, as a family, as a community, we have to work towards the same and unique path. Now we are going to move on and ask all the community present here to help me in welcoming our regional president that will give the opening remarks. Since we all need to hear that, please join me in welcoming our regional president.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to our dear MC for giving me the floor this morning, and also to all the parents here present, all responsibles and members of the Heavenly Parents Holy Community in your different ranks and qualities. We are gathered this morning to once again share, once again be educated, to once again put our energies together in the goal of, with the goal of obtaining a result and offer it with sincerity, determination, and engagement. Why? Because we are a family that is linked in flesh and blood and centered on the Heavenly Parents through the blessing and our true parents' blessing and grace. And in wanting to do this exercise, we gather and we pray together and love together so that we can bring about true results. And we believed it better for us to walk in this direction centered on the three generations. And this message this morning, very short and very profound, that explains in detail the true love. What is true love? It is the brand that makes of us the most privileged people, because we are people living in the same era, the same time as the Messiah, the only begotten daughter, and we can't but practice true love. And I believe in taking part in this program, in giving the best of ourselves, it is already a way to practice true love. The worry we need to have, the concern we need to have about each other, about one another, the worry, a concern that we need to have about our children, no matter which generation they are a part of, receiving the blessing so that Heavenly Africa can truly be heavenly, so that Heavenly Africa can have the grace and blessing to give to the world its best children, and to give to our true mother the best of results. And so we gather here to practice true love. That's why when we come here, it is with an open heart, ready to give the best of ourselves, so that together we can achieve results, so that when we go on the field, we can remind ourselves it is in giving, 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 and giving again, and in staying concerned by the fact that we still need to give. And if we haven't given yet, then we can regret it, repent it, and repent for it, and try to do our best, do everything we can to at least give something. It is in that aspect that God gives us the privilege to wake up. Sure, some were already up, but still, to wake up at 4 in the morning, to give the offering of our time, the offering of our sleep, the time that we could have used to do something better maybe. And that is not given to everyone. And that's why, as members of the Heavenly Parents Holy Community, dear leaders who have taken the engagement of this volunteer work for such an extraordinary cause, we may not understand the benefits that we can bring and the results that we may bring, but that's why the efforts of each and every one of us, the engagement and involvement of each and every one of us is important. That's why, once again, I have to congratulate you, commend you for this devotion that you have towards our true parents, and for you to know that your presence has always been and will always be something very important, something that we recognize from the deepest part of our heart, because without you, things cannot work, because without you, Africa cannot offer its best results to the only begotten daughter. And so let us be proud to be those who give the best of ourselves, to sacrifice ourselves for the highest goal that is nothing, highest purpose that is nothing but the blessing. Once again, thank you for coming, and let us spend a good educational session. Adieu.
Adieu. A round of applause for our regional president. Thank you very much. So once more, thank you to our dear regional president for these words. Now, in your presence, representing our true parents, we know that the worry of our true parents is yours, and we will do everything so that yours should be us. So thank you very much. We're going to move forward with this inspiration of our original president and enter into the main subject. So as I was saying earlier, you start this fifth session with internal guidance that will be given to us by our original PhD director, Reverend Beugre. I really ask you to welcome him with a round of applause full of love.
Thank you very much. Thank you to our MC. I would like to greet our regional presidents, our regional vice presidents, regional secretary general, all the BFT directors, all national leaders, and mostly our matching supporters, those who are here to help us and help our parents, our blessed families to go forth with their children of the second generation mostly. And so without further ado, I will share my screen. So guidance for the matching supporters. As you know, from quite a while now, we talk about matching supporters rather than matching advisors. The word supporter actually is closer to the task of what the matching advisor has to do. They have to support, help the family, and it's a lot more familial than an advisor who sounds a lot further away. Just as True Father says it here, the promise between the blessed family and I is accomplished when the second generation born from this family receives the blessing. So in reality, as Blessed Central Family, our role, our mission, I would even say the reason for which we received the blessing is for the second generation, our child of the second generation, who in reality is the child of our true parents, for them to receive the blessing. When we get to that level, then we can say adieu. Why? Because after that task is completed, then the promise that we have with our true parents is accomplished. And that's why we need to do all that we can for the second generation. No matter what it may cost us, we should do our best. Because it is that bond, that link, that is the reason why our true parents count so much on us. If the second generation in our family fails, then even ourselves, that means that we have failed. And so that's why I really want to exhort our matching advisors to strongly and truly help our blessed family so that we can succeed with our second generation children. It does not sound easy, but in reality, it is the cross that we have to bear in the Heavenly Parents Holy Community. Now, from the internal point of view, we need to understand the role of the matching supporter. It is someone who knows a candidate in particular and their family and is able to represent them, establish a contact network for them, answer their questions, and look for potential candidates. So in reality, the matching advisor is that person who should be able to help find and bring results to all the concerns of the parents and the candidates. And they are held by the absolute familial secret. So in reality, the matching advisor is the person who does not share all the information they have with them, because they are just like the person who, in a way, create division in the church, division within even a family, by bringing, reporting the situation of another family concerning maybe a request that he may have done or he may have received. You can understand that the matching advisor can put two families against each other. That's why their role is very important. So the matching advisor needs to understand, or the matching supporter needs to understand the general regulation, general ruling of the international BFT, of the matching process, and be familiar with the tools and best practices of the process. The matching advisor, the matching supporter, should know how to support a single member to become a candidate, not only physically, but also on the website Blessing for You. And multiple times I say to the matching supporter, even the BFT directors, many come to me like, oh, my candidate is an applicant, they are on the website, they are not yet a candidate. But in reality, for them to become a candidate, there are steps that they have to go through. And those steps, the matching supporter can help the candidate go through those steps so that that applicant becomes a candidate. And at that moment, they can be shown as a candidate on the Blessing for You website. So physically, you need to help our applicants, aspiring candidate, to become a candidate, but you also need to help on the website the aspiring candidate to be a candidate. So the matching advisor should guide and help educate the candidates and the parents in the matching process and help them develop the understanding on how it works and gain confidence and trust in themselves. So the matching advisor is, or the matching supporter is, the person who knows the process and guides the candidates and their parents. He's just like the person who is on the forefront, and the parents and the candidates follow them, so that through the process, the child can find a match. And so that's why the matching supporter should always have the candidate's profile with them. If you're a matching supporter, wherever you go, you need to have your candidate's profile with you, and you need to know your candidate. So that wherever there is a parent, wherever there is a candidate, wherever there is a workshop about for the blessed families and such, you should have your profile with you. And so when at that moment there is an opportunity to talk with another parent, you already can talk about your candidates and the profile that you have. That's how you end up finding. But in reality, many matching advisors wait for the PMC meetings or for a matching advisor meeting before bringing out their profiles. No, you can find a candidate anywhere, everywhere. You are talking with a blessed family today online. Maybe when you have finished talking about your main topic, you bring out the profile and your child and your candidates. Are they matched? Are they in a process? Because I have this profile at hand of a sister or of a brother, and you brag about them because you know your candidate. You are like a marketer, a marketing agent on the market. When you are in marketing, you need to brag about the product, elevate the product, show that the profile that you have at hand deserves all the attention of the parents in front of you. That's how, as a matching advisor, you need to work. So the matching supporter needs to give an answer 3 days after they receive a request. Sometimes you will receive a request from another Blessed Central family about your candidate. You need to answer after 3 days. To not answer after 3 days is not a good attitude, because in a polite way, and it's a maximum number of days before answering, if I receive a request or another matching advisor or a parent that want to have a match with my candidate, you leave 3 days. Those 3 days are not 3 empty days. They are not just 3 days where I just wait for the 3 days to be done, but they are 3 days of devotion. During those 3 days, those 3 days should allow me or the parents of my candidates to truly pray so that I am guided by heaven. That's what is the most important thing. You should be guided by heaven, not by many other external aspects. Many a time we look at the external aspect, and sometimes that is the reason why we are not. We cannot find good results, and it's the heavenly parent that matches people through the matching advisors. So allow the heavenly parent to use your body, use all that you have, and you will see that results will be done by God himself. And so, in function of the profile that you have, with the profile that you have, a matching advisor should initiate the devotions with the candidates and or with the parents. So maybe there was a request that did not work, or maybe there is a profile, a matching tentative that did not work. Then do a devotion. Maybe even if devotions were done before, if you are bunting against something, then do a devotion. Make a devotion, because our ancestors in the spirit world also have to meet the ancestors of the potential partner, of the other candidate. So you need to pray and do devotions to help the ancestors accept each other. You also have to be sure that the candidate fills out the conditions or ticks all the boxes, the conditions boxes for the blessing. Does the candidate pray? Do they do Hundoke every morning? Are they aligned with the providence? Did they pay their blessing fund? Did they do all their tests? All of that, the matching advisor should check that. And so when they will talk about their profile or their candidates with someone else, we know that we can then see that the candidate is like a perfect candidate. And they should be sure that their candidate is well educated. So now we are in a 40 days second generation and Jacob children blessing mobilization period. So the second generation children and Jacob children have a session, and so the matching advisor should be sure that my candidate is being educated, is following the education, and that is part of the candidate's CV, resume. And so when they are talking with another Blessed Central family about their candidate, they talk about all those elements. Those are part of the resume of the candidate. Oh, my candidate took part in this session. They did this, they did that. You see, at that moment, the parent that is in front can see that truly that candidate is well educated. They follow all that needs to be done by the candidates and such. And so, as we were saying, they should take part in the family hundoke. So if a second generation has a matching advisor does not take part in the hundoke, I would not say it's the fault of the matching advisor, but or the matching supporter. But the matching supporter should do everything to solve the situation so that their candidates take part in the hundoke. Talk with the parents, if necessary, to try to solve the issue so that the candidates take part in the hundoke. They should teach them the values of the three great blessings. What are the three great blessings? Teach all of that to the candidate so that the candidate knows truly what is the value of the blessing. And at that moment, if the child is well educated, well taken care of with by the matching advisor, then the child will know the value of the blessing. And at that moment, they can be prepared to receive the blessing. Even the Sunday services, you have to be sure that the that the candidate follows and take part in the Sunday service. You need to be sure that they take part in the different activities, that they take part in the different trainings and education sessions. Even to be sure that in the nation, my candidate as a youth, they have a position in the church or within the youth, and they are working. Because I will tell you, one of the first things that most of the time the parents ask for, in quotation, the parents that truly are looking for a good match, the first thing that they ask is not if the parent are stable or if the family is has a lot of money in their pocket. No, the first thing they ask is the candidate active in the church or with the youth? In other words, do they have a position? Do they work? Are they doing tasks for our true parents and the heavenly parent? They want to know it because the matching that we do and that the matching supporter do with the help of the parents, that matching is not for 3 years, 7 years, 15 years. It's a matching that needs to last for eternity. And so the path is, the way is long, the journey is long. So as the proverb says, he who wants to go far needs to take care to be well prepared. And so you need to be sure that the candidate has a good foundation. And so when there will be challenges up front, he will know what to do. He can overcome those challenges. And so problems will arise, issues will arise, but how to solve those issues, how to adapt and overcome it, that is the preoccupation or the worry, the concern, if you will. The matching advisor needs to understand the value of a second generation. Who are they? What is a second generation? Who is a second generation? So the matching advisor needs to know it. If they do not know the value of a second generation child, it's going to be hard, extremely hard to involve themselves as necessary to find a match for that child. Because why should that child absolutely be blessed? The matching advisor should understand it. In reality, the child should be blessed because it is the child, he or she is the child of our true parents. And when the second generation is present in a family, God at that precise moment, sorry for the way I'm saying it, but God does not quite look at the first generation. He's more focused on the second generation. The second generation that needs to absolutely succeed. They should absolutely succeed because they are the one who needs to take the baton of the providence in the family. That's why the entire family, all the matching supporters and everyone involved in the team should do everything so that the second generation here present succeeds absolutely. And they have to succeed. They must. And so the matching advisor should help the parents, should help the heavenly parents, should help the parents. In reality, it's true that we are not paid or there is no salary that we can give to the matching supporter, but they do such a gigantic heavenly work that those of the matching advisors that truly do this work and succeed and bring the second generations to the forefront so that they are blessed and still follow up with them, they will receive such a blessing from the heavenly parent. And so they need to understand that they accomplish such a great mission for the parents. So the parents also need to understand that maybe the matching supporter is not paid, does not have a salary to do that work, but just help the matching supporter to do his work. If he needs to travel, help them in that way. If they need something, help them, because it is necessary. And so what are the qualifications of a matching supporter? The matching supporter is the silent type. They do not talk a lot. If you want to have a caricature of them, they have long and big ears, but a very small mouth. And so as I was saying earlier, a matching supporter can separate two families and pit them against one each other, because if they do not interpret well, or if they do not report things well, because if they go to look for a match for their candidate, when they come back with an answer. Did it work or not? But how they give that answer is what is important. Because if they say bluntly, oh, I went there, the family does not like your child, I don't know why, but our candidate has all the assets, then the family is going to wrongly take the answer. It is up to the matching supporter to arrange things. Even if the family said bluntly, we do not want the child, it is up to the matching supporter to arrange the answer, the report, and give it to the family, to the requesting family. So you can say, oh, even if the child is not in process, seeing that the family refused, the matching supporter may arrange things and say, oh, that child is in a process, or they are in communication. And so it is better for us to look for another candidate. So it is that way. You need to find something to say so when the answer is not right. Or maybe you went with and you tried to knock on the door of 3 families and all 3 of them said no. But when you arrive, you're not going to say, oh, all those 3 families are in communication. It's going to be very suspect for the parents, very suspicious for the parents. You can just say, well, I'm looking, but I haven't found yet. You don't need to say, oh, I went to 5 families and all those 5 families, they say, oh, this and that, and the child, and I do not know, but we are going to still pray. No, the family is going to start thinking that their child is not loved by the other parents. And that's why simply just say, I am still looking, I haven't found yet. And you continue on your way. So each parent you need to discuss with each parent that you meet about the matching. if you meet with the parents on Sunday after the Sunday service or after a meeting, always find the opportunity to talk about the matching. Everywhere you can talk about the matching, everywhere you can find an opportunity. And so what we want to say to the matching supporter is to not wait for a profile, but to go towards parents that are in difficulty. So many parents are in difficulties. So you just need to look at the child. When you talk to the child and you see that the child is here, but the parents are not doing something, as a matching supporter, if you do not have a profile with you, go towards the parents and suggest to them to help find a match for their second generation. It would simply be a great service that you are giving heaven, that you are doing for heaven. So also need to understand that as a matching supporter, it is your duty to follow up the candidates even after the blessing. They received the blessing, they started family life, and even after starting family life, many things may happen in their couple. So you need to still follow up with them and help them. Just keep an eye on the candidates that received the blessing and ease your pride. And so at that moment, just always look to understand, is everything working with your spouse? Is everything going well? How are you solving such situation? And at that moment, the child knows that they are followed. And when something happens, they know that they are supported. And when something happens, maybe the spouse told them something that they do not like, then when they know that you are supporting them, they can just come to you. Oh, this happened yesterday and I'm a bit upset about it. And a matching supporter can help the child get back on track or help solve the situation in the family. So that's why I really want to ask the second generation that already started family life, even if you did not have a matching supporter and you already started family life, because we know that difficulties happen, it is good to have a matching supporter that can still advise, give you advices, help you solve issues when you need them, and bring you back on track when things are necessary. So the matching supporter needs to be worthy of trust, good listeners, respectful of confidentiality during their work.
Révérend Beugre vient juste d'être déconnecté. Apparemment, il fait face à des problèmes de connexion Internet.
It would seem that Reverend Beugre is facing internet issues, so we are going to wait for 1 or 2 minutes. And I would like to ask the technical team if we can have a melody while our leader is reconnecting.
Oh, comment toutes mes excuses, mon ordinateur est en train de
I
faire.
am quite sorry. My computer just started updating right in the middle of the presentation. And so I was quite literally towards the end. And I would just like to finalize with the message that True Mother gave. Unfortunately, it is on the same file, or the same document. But True Mother, through that element, that speech, she said that matching supporters should do all that they can, everything that they can, so that the child of second generation can absolutely succeed, because they are the one who need to guide the providence from now on, and we need to do all that we can so that the second generations do not fail. They have to succeed no matter what, because every mean possible, every way possible are here. We have all that we need for the second generation to be successful. We did all we could, put all the foundations that we may, build all the foundations that we could. We know who Satan is, how Satan worked, what his methods are. And so when a second generation enters such an environment, they enter in a very secure environment, the familial environment. So the matching advisor that needs to help the child, there should not be a situation that the child cannot overcome. So great is our responsibility as a matching supporter, as a parent. Our responsibility is great when it comes to our children. And so we need to do all that we can, truly. And I would like to commend this program that is not only educating us, but also the parents and the children. And so the matching supporters should push the candidates to register, push the children to follow the education sessions. Because if each of us follow and push and support our candidates to go where they need to go, then we will succeed. And sometimes the parents may have a problem or an issue supporting their children or pushing their children towards the blessing, but at the same time, they do not allow a matching supporter to just support the child, then it becomes an issue. So if a parent is having issues with their child, then they can ask a matching supporter to help the child. Or if the child wants to go to the blessing, but the parents do not allow for it, then they can go see a matching supporter for the matching supporter to talk to the parents. So we need to do all that we can so that the children can have a matching supporter that will help them in their life of faith and even in their daily lives. So I really want to say thank you. And I would really pray for our Heavenly Parents and our true parents to really support our matching supporters. Bless them for the work that they are doing.
Thank you. A round of applause for Reverend Beugre. Thank you for this presentation, Reverend Beugre. I hope that the matching supporters are satisfied. Reverend Beugre many things to share with us. Like, I'm sure that's why he's been attacked and he got disconnected in the middle of the presentation. It means that the content should have been very rich. So So to get more, you can go and do hundoke in his home in the morning to have all this content. So I don't recommend that because I'm not sure he's going to wait for us open-handedly. So we are going to continue with our program, but before that, we will have a presentation through a video. It does all perfect of it, and I'll ask to the technical team to share the video with us. Thank you.
We made it through the aching part, and I gave you my soul. Oh, we tried to kill the pain and heal these scars.
On n'a pas le son, hein?
Has had its say, and we're moving apart. We're chasing time, we've got to find peace of mind and understand that maybe we never can. Ooh, keep me in your mirror, but don't take your eyes off the road. Holding on won't get us any nearer, but we got a long way to go. Sometimes it's hard to see that some things just won't be. Both know, but we act so unaware, and it just goes to show that our love isn't fair. Tomorrow's never promised. Only yesterday's a guarantee. And if I'm being honest, yeah, baby, it's the only thing that carries me. We're out of time, we've got to find peace of mind and understand that maybe we never can. Ooh, keep me in your mirror, but don't take your eyes off the road. Holding on won't get us any nearer, 'cause we got a long way to go. Sometimes it's hard to see that some things just won't be. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just filmed it a couple hours ago and remembered that I reached 1,200 subscribers. Like 200 people actually watched my videos and liked my content enough to subscribe and want to see more of this talent. Yeah, so if you liked this video, like, share it to your friends and family or whoever. And if you're new here, subscribe. Like, don't be lacking, bro. Don't. What you doing? Not subscribing. Thank
Merci à toute l'équipe technique qui a mis en place tout le nécessaire.
Thank you to our technical team who is doing all their best for the well-going of this event. So as you heard from our sister and daughter, so you may go on her YouTube page if you would like to listen to more of her covers and more of her songs. So I hope that this time really allowed for us to more or less digest the previous content, and we'll now welcome, according to our program, our regional vice president, who will guide us in the last session, and we'll do so with a round of applause to welcome her.
Thank you, and good morning to our regional president, Papa Kadima, and good morning to all of our dear Blessed Family department leaders and matching supporters and parents and my brothers and sisters. It's good to be here again this morning as we enter into the third week of this program to prepare for our youth to be ready for the blessing. So thank you, Reverend Beugre, Director, for sharing about some more guidance. I think really we need to keep being reminded and also to keep encouraging how really we are here to support and make sure we can bring all of the youth to come to the blessing. So the matching supporter role, I feel it's a constant role of education also, like receiving education and guidance, even in regards to the external aspects and the technical aspects of, the different resources for matching supporters, the different administrations that are required also for us to learn. And at the same time, the internal aspects of what is our role internally, what is our mission. And there's a lot of things, and we want to now from this time forward to give even more regular education in regards to what is needed. So let me, today, my role today is mainly to show the matching process, give more guidance on the matching process in regards to the 3-generation assisted matching program that we are running at the moment, which is really here to assist parents matching. I guess you could even say the leadership in the role of also parents, centered on true parents. They are now going to assist, as matching supporters as well, to guide and suggest matches for the children. But it's really now the parents also who need to take on that responsibility and make that connection and devotion and decision and take that responsibility. So this is really kind of to support and at the same time come as one family to learn together, educate and share together, and be able to move forward together as one family. So this is really the main purpose of this 3-generation matching education and assisted matching program. So I will be sharing on the matching process through the 3-generation assisted matching program, and just for us to have an understanding of what is required for entering into this matching process. And of course, we still need to share this with the youth and of course with the parents. Some of you here are parents, but with everyone, to really be able to prepare everyone for the matching, those who are ready to be part of this matching process. Before I go into that, I want to also share some words about true parents in regards to tradition and our role as parents, in which I feel is, as well as matching supporters, we are kind of in a role of parents to support the children and to support the parents in bringing them to the blessing. So I really think what we heard yesterday as well, how important tradition is to really keeping and maintaining our purity, keeping and maintaining our lineage, and to be able to move forward and really keep and maintain God's desire. It's so important to understand tradition. And I think Reverend Beugre touched upon it also in his sharing, that we're not only there to find a match for people, but actually guide them in also living according to the tradition. And so that their preparation for the blessing and their their match will be ideal and will be the right way. Just finding a match without that preparation, I feel we will not be able to fully complete the matching and the blessing of the individuals. So importance of tradition from true parents is, with the progress of providential dispensation, true parents have repeatedly emphasized blessed families' responsibility to inherit true parents' tradition. True Mother mentions we must follow the original will of the heavenly parent. Parents must establish the tradition of parents matching by appropriately raising, educating, and leading their children to the blessing. So how we can really also support the parents and candidates is to really guide them into following the tradition. The parents' matching of blessed children is rooted first and foremost in the tradition of education established by true parents. So what are those traditions of education? One, for example, is family hundoke, centering on the Chonogo Holy Scriptures and practicing the heavenly word. The other is to guide children in their life of faith from an early age. We really, even now, people who have children of young age, we should be guiding them to prepare them for their children for the matching and the blessing, not necessarily finding a match for them now, but truly preparing them in terms of their life of faith, praying and offering devotion. 3, educate them in the value of the original 3 great blessings. 4, prepare them to receive the blessing, right? Even from an early age, already start showing them the pathway to the blessing. 5, attend Sunday service, workshops, blessed family gatherings, etc. And 6, other activities aimed at fostering closer, strong-knit communities of heart where parents matching can naturally take root. So these are just aspects of our, tradition that we feel like we need to also support parents and children to follow as we support them in preparing them for the matching and blessing. We have to have this kind of understanding of how we can guide them. So more than just finding a match, as we all maybe are already hearing from through our sharing of Reverend Beugre. It's really how to, the whole part of the family, how to guide them, how to support parent communication, even between husband and wife, how to support the children to have good relationship with the parents and vice versa, parents to children. So there's a lot involved. I really think the matching supporter role is really a role as a parent, representing even Heavenly Parent to guide and support the families to really prepare themselves for the matching and the blessing. Yeah, so it's a very big role. And I feel we really need to connect internally to what our true parents, what is our mission, centering on our calling, even to fulfill this role. True Mother also mentions you need to raise your children or second generation in such a way that the first thing that goes into their heart is the divine principle. And when they thus come to stand in a well-centered position where they follow absolute sexual ethics, you can even let them dance or do music. You still need to take care of them well until they reach maturity and receive the blessing. Yeah, so this is very clear also that, first and foremost, before even extracurricular activities, if the children don't really understand and really understand the divine principle, and especially the absoluteness of sexual purity, then it's putting them into other activities that can lead them astray, actually. Meaning, so True Mother is mentioning here how we need to even create that center first and then let them dance or do music. I wonder why she mentioned that. I feel because actually, in a way, we as second generation, ideally, we should be able to fulfill our passion and be creative with our music, our dance, and things like that. But unfortunately, that world has been really taken by the satanic world, the artistic world in a way. And if we are not clear on who we are and our values, it's easy to get misled. So in a way, it's really how to center that and so that when we enter into that world of music and arts, that we also can be very strong in our thought and in our principles and be able to now create the new culture of principle, which is needed. So, yeah, I think this is something I really feel unfortunate in a way, because ideally as second generation to feel God, actually, it's also to live the passion that we have. But we were restricted a lot of the time to do things such as music, dance, arts and even different activities sometimes, because we were very kind of strictly guided in and wanted to be protected. But it also limited us to maybe really practicing that connection with God and true parents. So I do feel like it's something we do need to create a community and an environment to allow for that, but still keeping the absoluteness of our principles, and of course really understanding the importance of sexual purity, which we really need to uphold wherever we go in the world. So this is something we need to also work on, how to support second generation. And your mother's mentioning here, the first thing that needs to go into their heart is really the divine principle. Have that really clear to them, you know, but it's not necessarily just giving lectures, right? I personally, coming from that background of maybe receiving a lot of lectures as a young person, I used to think I knew the principle, but actually I didn't, because I just thought, oh, I've gone to so many workshops and at a young age, and if you just hear the same principle kind of content in the way it's provided on a PPT, in many ways I thought, okay, I know it, and it wasn't interesting to me because actually my mind wasn't yet that open to receive a lot of the content. It was very intellectual, actually. So it wasn't until after university that when I read the divine principle again, that it made a lot more sense. And I realized I didn't know much about the divine principle, even though I went to so many workshops. So I think the way we share the divine principle at different stages of a childhood of life, basically childhood, adolescence, should also be, you know, altered for them to be able to receive. You know, the truth doesn't have to be changed, but the way of providing it should be changed for them to receive, to digest it. And I think also we are learning to do that. I think the first time it was just, okay, teach the divine principle, which was necessary at the time of the first period of our parents, but now we really need to, and that's why I really encourage more second generation also involvement in how to support education of second generation, because I do see that they can provide also a new perspective, innovative ways to provide the principle. Doesn't mean change it, it's to provide the principle in a way for the children to be able to digest. And we need to do that on different stages. And that's what we were trying to develop in our education team in the youth department, and hopefully can start rolling out a lot more content and support for this. And then another thing I also wanted to mention before going into the more practical things is why I'm really emphasizing the need for also second generation matching supporters. I don't know how many of us that are here in this meeting, but I really want to promote our second gen youth, especially those who are blessed, and you know, to think about being matching supporters and to be part of the BFD team, because I really do see the need for the relationship of BFD department and also the youth department really working together. Because if we look at the life of the blessed family, it involves the youth side plus the adult side and the parent side. It's a cycle, you know. Blessed family has everything inside. So it's not just, okay, blessed family only deals now with the parents. And I think perhaps that was the time, because that time only the parents, you know, people were receiving the blessing that were the parents. But now we have also the youth, you know, at the children, and how to raise them up. And now we have the youth department to try and support that area of education, as I was mentioning, the different ways of applying the divine principles at different stages of life, so that, you know, it can be digestible. And so that relationship, that is needed, but at the same time, they need to relate with blessed family department, a kind of the parental position. And then this is the cycle, I feel, of life. So, you know, we start from birth to toddler, elementary, middle school, Ilshim, kind of secondary, high school, university, and then we ideally should get matched around and during this period. Even before university is ideal, I feel, because it doesn't mean starting family necessarily, but it's actually finding your match, you know, your person that you'll be with, and you can, you know, communicate and relate and share your experiences together. Because unfortunately, in this time, as we know, in the adolescent period, it's natural for us to want to be with an opposite sex. So it's very important also that we do be with an opposite sex, but the one that we are going to be matched and for eternity be together with, you know, so that's a normal process. So this is the kind of the stage. And then once we get matched, obviously we get blessed. And then that's now getting into now the blessing department field, which is now as a newly blessed couple, as a new parent, parents of those who are still young, right, toddler age, parents of those who are of a matching age, which is, you know, what we are calling everyone here to join, and then parents also of blessed couples, and then of course grandparents, and then that continues now the cycle. So in all areas, you know, we have now in this whole area or cycle, we have children's love, sibling love, conjugal love, and parents love. And they're all interconnected, actually. So there's no, like, the transition from the youth side, I feel, is there, you know, but even the blessed family should really be understanding also, what is the youth department doing, right? What are we doing to support the youth and education of the second generation? And then same also, the youth should be understanding, okay, what is it that the parents need to support them to understand, you know, the youth, and to guide, give all the practical resources to support them. So it's really an interrelated relationship, and I really want to promote it more. That's why I'm emphasizing this national committee, the Blessing Committee, to have the youth department together with them, and to also encourage more youth couples to be matching supporters, to be also involved in this process and transition to bringing youth to feeling, okay, now they are also blessed families that need to represent blessed families. Because we've noticed here currently still in our region a little bit like, even though blessed families meetings are called, maybe some second gen couples don't go to those meetings because they think it's for their parents, but actually it's blessed families. They are blessed families. So how to create that transition is something also we want to incorporate a bit more, which I believe requires also more assistance from youth couples to be kind of that transition, you know, buffer. For instance, the newly blessed couple and new parents, I think also should have a specific education content, which is going to be very different from parents of blessed couples and parents of matching age. I think we can be aware, we can know that, right? They're preparing now to be new parents. Their thought of what to do is very different from those who are already of parents of matching age. So the guidance of each stage still is necessary. You know, we can't always just lump them in the same education process. So it's something also we need to work on. But I wanted to show this to show that the linkage of the two and how we need to work more closely together. And so just to, again, reinforce why we are in this process of forming this national committee. Basically, on the regional level, we want to form the 3-generational structure, which is really there that True Mother gave actually to form the family structure, with the parent, grandparent as the advisor, guider, you know, with all the experience, but also the parent, you know, as the regional president to also provide the direction and the support. And then also the child as in the vice president position, in the way was to really be able to support the parents and the grandparent to also be innovative and to create ways to attract the other siblings. So all of that structure is really provided by True Mother. And now why we're doing it, why we're promoting now this program and wanting to really support, make sure this is happening on the national level, is to create the same heavenly fortune, I think, that is to come from this structure, which is the family structure, which is the real structure to bring more success and result. Without this, you know, only just one-centered way, we know it's not their only way. You know, this is now the family structure is really there to guide the children, to guide the whole family to really understand true parents, to really understand the process, and also support people to receive the blessing. So this is why we want to really emphasize, as much as this program is going to, I hope, guide people to come to the blessing, I feel this National Blessing Committee, the unity of this National Blessing Committee is also a very big outcome of this program. The desire of this program is to create that unity, not just for this blessing, it's ongoing. And it's not even going to be only for the blessing events. It can be for any program related now to the community. Because as I said, BFD is blessed families, youth is the youth, but actually you're all together, family and child, parents and children, you know, so how to create that environment. I think there needs to be, you know, the good relationship of the family, and it, you know, the 3 object purpose we have to recognize. Sometimes the youth will be the subject of the program, right? But the parents and support. Sometimes the parents are the subject of the program, the youth support. Sometimes the grandparent, the national leader, the advisor position, central figure has to be the center of the program, the youth and the blessed family support. So this unity for me is the key to success in all areas of actually our movement. It's not just for this program. And I really want us to think like that and prepare and really act on that level. And that's something I really wanted to also emphasize. And why I'm sharing this is because it's the only way, of course, for this program, we think it will help to support and bring all candidates, sibling support there, parents support there, central figure support there with Heavenly Parents guidance. So all of that brings now the offering. We can bring it together to bring the correct and the biggest offering. If it's only one side, if the youth only do it, it's not going to be effective. Yeah, it's still, in fact, it can damage them in a sense because they feel like they're the only ones doing it. And same, if only the parents do it, it's also not going to be effective. It's not able to bring all the siblings. We have to recognize sibling relationship is there, and there's a necessity of the elder brother and sister sibling to create even momentum to bring them closer to the parents. And then, of course, if the central figure is not there, then nothing can work because God works through the central figure. So it's very important that this team really work together. And I hope we can recognize that. It's not thinking, oh, one's doing one, the other one. Let's work together. So as mentioned, the national leader really to support the parents and really authorize all the programs related to this. Make it, give the authority to it. Like if the youth want to do something, okay, yes, do it and I will support. So that's where now all spiritual movement can go towards that direction. If the BFD want to do something, okay, report to the BFD should report the central figure now. Okay, yes, let's do it together. I will support, and then that all goes to the Heavenly Fortune goes there. So this is the relationship that we need to really form. The BFD also, they're in the position, of course, of department leader to support the blessing process, listing all the candidates, right, of blessing age, following up with visitation and reporting that now to the central figure. And now we put MS there, matching supporter, because actually the matching supporter, you are playing a role in the BFD department because you are understanding the process for the matching. You are supporting now people to, visiting them to kind of have an understanding of the potential candidates, guiding them, so you're a supporter of the matching of the BFD. You're part of the BFD department as volunteers with the mission to support the parents to receive the matching and blessing. And so this unity is very important. Your direct, in fact, relationship should be to BFD. When you do visitations, you should report to BFD. When BFD also want to do programs, they should bring matching supporters together. Let's work together. Let's bring all the candidates together and let's do this. This interrelation is also very needed. BFD as one or two people cannot do everything. So that's why this matching supporter system is there to also guide and bring all candidates and guide candidates to the BFD department and to the process that the BFD department need to offer. And then, of course, YSD as the youth and student department on our internal level of FFWP, we want them also to be part of this team and to also involve young couples. And, maybe YSD, some of them are not yet couples yet, and maybe involving them in BFD's programs is not like you might think, oh, they're still young, they still need to get blessed themselves. Okay, it's true, but they still can be there to support and to guide and to bring, also the youth, mobilize the youth to be involved more. And that's why ideally young couples also to be part of this team is necessary to even create that momentum of that young couple being able to guide as well, because they've also passed through the blessing themselves. And at the same time, we have to admit the youth also play a role in the administration. There's a lot of administration needed in blessing department now, especially now because data is more important in the sense that in order to see progress, we need to also see where are the people, who is there, how they're progressing, being able to track them. So again, this is also very key, and the youth play a role in that. As of course we can educate, and we will educate everyone, even BFD leaders. We need to educate more in the aspects of technical things, such as even registering and things like that, which we found is also still challenging for some of our parents, but we have to keep progressing. That is something important. We have to keep progressing and being innovative so that we can meet the requirements of this particular age. So this is the roles and responsibilities of the National Committee, and the matching supporter is part of that. You know, maybe I didn't emphasize it before as much, but this is really there. And you're here to assist the committee in visitation and mobilization and really supporting parents and children to be involved in this matching program. So as Reverend Beugre was mentioning, you know, the matching supporter role has, depending on the matching process, it has the different phases, right? If it's the completely parents matching, then even you are there to guide the parents in finding the match, right? And so that's where that's a big part. In fact, that's the normal part of a matching supporter role. But in this case, in this program, what your role is for you to be part of the National Blessing Committee and mobilizing the youth, finding out who they are, where they are, and mobilizing the youth to be part of this matching process. And which is the matching process where the parent, the leadership will be making the suggestion, and then also the parents will be making the decision. And then that is how the process will be. So, you know, matching supporters' role this time is not necessarily finding the match, but it's also, but it's mainly creating that mobilization and bringing them to want to be part of this matching process. Yeah. Of course, if you're already in the process of guiding parents to match their children, that's fine. You know, that's the choice of having the parents matching the children is there. It's not gone. This is just an alternative to support those who maybe need to have that support because they would like it, and to guide them even to receive the matching quicker, because it's creating now a pool of people, candidates, to come together and ready to receive the matching. So it's creating them to come together instead of looking them here and there when it's a faster process, I guess. But it's definitely, parents matching is still the main point, a main part of our desire is to educate and support parents to make the matching for their children. Even this is for that purpose. Yeah. So what the role of the National Blessing Committee is to list all the candidates and track the progress, which is what we've been asking National Committee to be doing now for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. And hopefully today we have a meeting at 7 a.m. We hope we can have all that done and have a clear list of all the candidates. What do I say candidates? Actually, maybe it shouldn't say candidates, maybe potential candidates, meaning not yet qualified. Even some of them may not want the blessing, but we want to make sure we list everyone in that potential category of being able to receive the blessing, because this time we really want to progress their situation, not leave them there because they say they don't want the blessing, but put them in the system and progress their situation. What do they need more to guide them? Maybe they need more visitation. Maybe they need, you know, some kind of a special grace program. Whatever, we need to find a clear pathway for everybody. This is why we want everyone to be listed of blessing age. That's the first step, and we want to track their progress. Then we want to also hold on-site programs. We want the National Committee, so that's including our matching supporters, to really support in creating and holding on-site programs, because we have to admit not everyone comes to Zoom. In fact, look at our numbers here. I mean, this is just for matching supporters, but when we look at the Hunduke, it's for everybody. But actually, we don't get many people. And many people don't even know. In fact, when we go, we've had people go on the site to do meetings with people. They didn't even know about this program. So this is not, you know, we can't say, oh, we had a program and people are not joining. Like, our role is to, on the national level, let's find them. Let's bring them to on-site, maybe after Sunday service, if everyone comes to Sunday service, or one Saturday for the youth, you know, to encourage them, or even do somewhere else from the service if you feel that they will come more in venue for people who are a bit inactive. You know, we have to create that kind of program. And then we need to hold visitations, right, and report to track the case by case, because not everyone is going to come to an event, and also we need to recognize we need one-on-one relations with people, and assign also matching supporter to each candidate. So this is where we still haven't done. Your main role now, desire, is you should have somebody in your nation that you are guiding, or maybe within your sub-region, that you are guiding towards the matching, you know, and maybe one matching supporter for 3 people, you know, one matching supporter for 4 people, depending on how many matching supporters you have and how many potential candidates you have. And so this is now the role of the National Blessing Committee, to work with you, also matching supporters, and even assign people to you, or maybe they already, like you may already know people that have requested you to be matching supporters. So then, you say this person is under my care, and you are now assigned to them. And we have to record this. Who is assigned to who? Every single potential candidate should have somebody's name as a matching supporter, which obviously can be BFD, matching supporter, even the national leader can play a role in being part of their support team, right? So either it's chosen by them themselves, or even you have to initiate it yourself and say, I will guide this person, I will find a way. But of course, it can't be forced, right? So the artistic connection needs to be formed. So you need to create that if you haven't got that already. So this is an important point. So this is necessary. This is actually the first thing. Everyone should have a matching supporter. Everyone should have someone looking at them, praying for them, guiding them, thinking about them, so that for sure Heavenly Fortune will be working and making sure there's a pathway for them to come to the blessing. And then fourth is to encourage the potential candidates to apply for the matching of the 3-generation assisted parents matching process. So this is what we are currently on this period. We want to encourage everyone to join the 3-generation assisted parents matching if they are able to. So that's the main kind of roles of the National Committee, which involves also matching supporters. The National Committee also, we have requested them to choose an administrator. So the youth leader, ideally, to be part of the administrative team and make sure they're tracking everything. We want them to also hold on-site programs in education. The national leader should really be the authority of this in terms of being the one to say, yes, let's do it, and really supporting it. It doesn't mean he has to be there all the time, but definitely that authority, of the national leader should be there, so that also Heavenly Fortune can work through them. And then step 3 is to hold visitations and assign each candidate with a matching supporter. So BFD together with matching supporters, this is really your department or your area of focus, how to do visitations and how to match supporters with a candidate who can be taking care of who and guiding who. And then step 4 is to follow up the meeting with regional blessing committee. So we'll be doing regional regular meetings with the committees. For example, today, 7 a.m. GMT, we'll be doing that. And then lastly, how to qualify for this matching process. So this is now going a little bit into more detail on what is the qualifications for people who want to enter into this matching process. The first thing is they need to register to join the matching process, right? To join the program, which is what we've been requesting everyone to do. And currently we have around 1,297, I believe, registered participants, including 2nd generation, Jacob children, leaders and parents, and some members category. And so that's the first thing. So we request that National Committee support in promoting this registration and also through on-site program and visitation. But anyway, we're kind of coming to the end of that period, but that was the first thing that needed to be done. The second thing was that parents and children were to join all the education session of the 3-generation program. So we also, through the registration, we can see who is joining the program. So if people haven't joined, ideally we want them to watch the video before they apply for being part of this matching process. And not only children, but even parents. And what we've noticed through the tracking process is maybe the children have been attending, but not the parents, or maybe they haven't been recognized to attend if they're watching through different screens. So this is where also the National Committee should be even checking the list of all the potential candidates and then who are the parents and seeing, okay, this parent also is taking part in the education. If they're not, how can they be part? Involve them. Maybe you have to hold the program for them on site because they don't have Zoom access or internet access. This kind of thing also should be there. Support both parents and children to join the education session. If they didn't, let them watch the video, maybe hold an on-site program and put the videos and share them on that day. This is something also that we can do. And then of course, the third is to assign a matching supporter to each of the candidates. As I said, it can be 3 to 1 matching supporter, 3 candidates to 1 or 4 candidates to 1. You can, depending on the numbers and the number of matching supporters, please allocate accordingly and have each person assigned a matching supporter. This also will be recorded and we will be following up with the matching supporters and in regards to these candidates. And then step 2, so that's to participate. That's how to apply. This is the first phase, become everyone. We wanted everyone to be part of the education program. Now, to become a candidate or qualified candidate for the matching process, which is going to be the second phase, where we want the children to receive the matching from the suggested matching from the leadership, and then also decided by the parents. We want them to really make sure they are qualified, which means they need to fulfill the steps, right, to be qualified. The first step to be qualified is they should fill out the matching application form, which we will be providing, do their education, right, the 7-day education, 21-day education. Most ideally, hopefully, have already been able to complete this. Do their confession interview or blessing interview, do the 3-day fast, medical test, and blessing fee. Yeah. So this is the necessary steps to be a qualified candidate for the blessing for our second generation and also Jacob children. And what I want to emphasize is, what we will need specifically for this coming matching process, of course, is the education, completion of the education, and also filling out the matching application form, which I said we'll provide. Confession interview should all be complete by between this week and March 3rd, if you haven't done it already. 3-day fast also, the deadline is March 4th, because after that, all the documents are going to be sent. Medical test also, the deadline should be March 4th. Before all the test results should be out before March 4th. And also blessing fee, the deadline is April 30th. But even as you're applying for the blessing, we want you to fill out clearly your pledge to make the blessing fee and give half at least before the deadline, because we do see that this is something we haven't been able to fulfill very well, but it's a necessary step to also be very ready to receive the blessing. So the national committee team with the matching supporter is to check each potential candidate in their steps to support their steps to become qualified candidates. So the assigned person that you have, that you're guiding, you should be looking, okay, have they done all of these steps? Are they ready? Are they qualified to be ready for the matching? And then step 3, they need to apply for the matching and the blessing. So this is where we are now in, as we're entering now the 3rd phase of the program, which is now going to be the matching and communication phase. We need to provide clear orientation on what needs to be done by those potential candidates. So the first thing we'll be doing is on Thursday, 23rd of February, this Thursday at 5 a.m. GMT, we will be holding an orientation for all potential blessing candidates who want to go to this blessing. We want to get them to come, and we'll give a clear orientation on how they need to apply. We'll be sharing this, of course, with you and also the parents, and then now with the youth on Thursday, 23rd of February, in order for them to get all their things ready for those who want to commit to this matching process. This will be for all potential candidates of second generation. We'll be also doing an orientation for Jacob children, because we have to recognize their process is a little bit different from second generation. So for Jacob children, we will be offering a separate orientation, time to still be confirmed, but definitely this week. And then the second point is they need to apply for the matching, for this matching, so this is a specific matching, the 3-generation assisted matching. So we'll have a form for that. We want them to fill out that form, and we want them to hold a matching interview, which can be done with the 3-generation leadership structure and the regional office. This is not a blessing interview. This is not where they do the confession necessarily. This is where they we will go through what is the process and also ask certain questions about their matching plan in a way, and also check their situation in regards to their ability to go to this blessing, or their need also for waiting perhaps for a special grace if need be. So this is for everybody who wants to go to this matching. We will do a matching interview first, check their ability, their understanding and their preparation for this coming matching. Then from that, those that are able to go to the blessing this year, those that don't have any challenge of lineage at this moment, they will be able to go directly to apply for the blessing. Okay, they'll go directly to apply for the blessing, which means applying for the application form, and then hold the blessing interview, and prepare for the matching of the 3-generation assisted matching process. So that will be for those who don't have any situation of lineage. But for those who have situation of lineage in that they need and are required to have special grace, then we will be providing steps to prepare them for that special grace. According to our from international headquarters, there is no clear yet confirmation on the time or date for special grace. So those who are not in a position to go to the blessing due to having and waiting for special grace, they cannot go to this blessing if that special grace doesn't come. Yeah, but if it does come, what we want to do is make sure we prepare everyone to be ready for that special grace and even potentially go to this blessing if it comes within this period. So that's the situation that we are in. So the applying for matching is for everybody, anyone, because we want to give the hope for everyone to take part in it, but at the same time, check in what situation they're in and support them in each path. If it's to go to the blessing straight away or to prepare for the special grace, this is what we'll be offering during this time. So this is the how to apply for the matching and the blessing. And then just to give you an overview of the timeline again, we have pushed it back 1 week, mainly because this week, we are doing still education and also all the orientation for the preparation for the matching. And then the next week will be all the documents need to be done and medical tests need to be submitted. Basically, the deadline we are putting is the 1st of March to really have all the documents ready. And, but we have some buffering for until the 3rd and 4th of March. But everything, if they want to be part of the matching of this program, they have to have everything given by the 4th of March. And then that's when the leaders will make their devotion and offer the suggested match. They'll make the announcement to the parents on the 8th, and then the parents will communicate with the parents of the other match and make a decision. And then if they accept, they will announce to the children, and then the children also will have a 3-day period on their own with God and Heavenly Parent and themselves, and of course the parents, to do a devotion to guide their decision. If they commit to making communication, then they'll enter into a 21-phase period communication with the potential match before they make a decision. So this is the process and timeline of the matching of this program. And then lastly, what will be the role of matching supporters? Well, firstly, in the first phase, your role is to guide them to come to the matching process, to be ready candidates and to support them, guide the parents, get them to come to the matching education and get them to apply for the matching process. That's the first phase. That's the phase we are in now. The second phase is going to be the communication phase. That's where now we want the matching supporters together with BFD to assist the parents in communication. The 3-day communication period, we may need to set up a Zoom situation to guide them. Maybe if there's interpretation challenges, we need to get someone to interpret these kind of things. That's also the role. And also to assist with potential match communication. So those who are the children who are in potential match, they're communicating with their potential match. We will be also providing some resources to support matching supporters to guide even this process of communication, which is not, it's still not on a horizontal level. It should still be on a vertical level together with God, their parents, and really relating and bringing the two families together. So also this is a necessary support. And then commitment ceremony. The desire is that the matching supporter also will support in making sure everyone completes their documents that are necessary, their matching document, basically registration, and then to send that report to BFD. And then the pre and post blessing, so the third phase, which is basically after the commitment ceremony, it's now preparing for the blessing. And again, the matching supporter's role is to support the candidates to go to the blessing, make sure all their requirements are done. If they're going to Korea, guiding them in that process. If they're going, supporting them in the nation that they're wanting to hold the blessing. And at the same time, after the blessing, even counseling the couple as they prepare for starting family life. So the matching supporter role doesn't end just at the matching. It even can continue. The desire is that it does continue at least for the 1 year of the blessing period, meaning in terms of supporting, guiding, and really offering console to the candidate, the match and the couple that has been made. So of course, the last is the big point that we are all preparing for is for the cosmic blessing on May 7th. And even now, we should already be holding our internal Chongsung for that and preparing ourselves, you know, for all the candidates to be able to receive the blessing. Ideally, if we can all go to the Korea and to have the blessing in the Cheonwanggung, you know, in this inauguration would also be the best. But if not, we need to make sure we create that environment here in our region, which also we are working on a regional level, how to at least set it up in each sub-region so that we can really celebrate together as a family. So that's what I would like to share with you all. I hope it gives some understanding of the matching process and the qualifications needed. And as I again mentioning on the Thursday, 23rd, we'll be having orientation at 5 a.m. GMT. And this will be for all second generation and parents, and of course, all matching supporters, you should be there. And then for Jacob children also, we will do a separate orientation again, because the process is a little bit different in order to provide clear analysis of that as well. So this is what is coming up. But what is important to understand is that really our role is to be part of the National Blessing Committee, support the National Blessing Committee, the unity together, and bring candidates now to want to be part of this matching process so that we can really bring a big group to go to the blessing this year or prepare them for the next blessing, depending on their situation. So this is what I felt we should share with you today. I hope it is understandable. And we can also, of course, have more sharing to learn more if there's any questions. So thank you very much.
Merci. Offrons des ovations pour notre vice-présidente régionale, s'il vous plaît.
Thank you. Let's give our regional vice president a big round of applause. So this presentation shows quite clearly the steps that we should follow and master. And so as we are with the matching supporters who are directly on the field to guide our parents and children. And so, dear matching supporters, we truly hope that this content has been educative and that many of your questions have been answered. And if not, please report it to your central figure centered on the National Blessing Committee. So the responsibility now becomes a lot clearer. And so we will continue as our program comes towards its end. And so let us welcome our regional president once again with a round of applause for his closing remarks.
Merci.
Thank you. Thank you once again for the floor that you've given me, or the mic that you're giving me. Thank you, Reverend Beugre, for his guidance. And thank you to the Vice President who just concluded with all the details on what we should do, what we must do, and on the continuity and process. And so from the get-go, from the start out, I was saying that we are gathered because we together want to find a solution to a problem and want to make an offering worthy of trust and faith. When we look at the number of matching supporters, you have a great number. Last time, Reverend Beugre talked about around 300 of them. And on the fields, we cannot quite feel it. And so we should really make an effort in that aspect, because we accepted this responsibility. And so to not act risks becoming a fault from our side, where it may not have been the case. Maybe it's because of we are going through issues. Maybe it's because of things happening in our lives. But being in this position, recognized by the BFT director and your direct leader, and I do not quite feel the presence of the matching supporters in everything that is being done, because there is already the parents matching. There are already parents that are engaged and involved in the matching of their children, and we already have results, but the majority of them were not assisted or helped by matching supporters. And today we have cases of children who already started, even got blessed, started family life and got separated, now are separated, and we do not know what to do. And so you can imagine if there was the intervention of a matching advisor or a matching supporter to follow those profiles or those children and help them understand the issues of their couples and solve those, then things may have been different. So it is a big role that you accepted. And as you have accepted it, you need to play this role as needed. And so you must go on the field, contact children, assist the parents, assist the children, assist the leaders and responsibles. It's the most noble role that you have. And when you do it, many, many blessings will come to you, externally and internally, actually. When this or that couple recognizes that if I am what I am now, it is thanks to this or such person's contribution, then you will have blessings internally and externally. Because when the couples that you've offered, that you've guided, recognizes your work, your sacrifices, then the results will only be extraordinary and the results enormous, the blessings enormous. So with all that we just received, we do not have the right for mistakes, for failures. We must only proclaim victory. I always said it. Victory is always ours, but it is our responsibility to bring it about. So thank you to our regional president for the closing remarks as we are closing the gathering. So we will pray for 3 minutes together before concluding. Let's pray together. Sija.
Adieu. Adieu.
Anju, Anju, Anju. Thank you to all our Choneguk leaders here present. Thank you to our matching supporters for all the gratitude that we have for our Heavenly Parent. So we will now, in this spirit, give greetings to our true parents and our Heavenly Parents. Let us be ready. Chonjin Champmunimke Kyungwe Baru. Now let us offer all glory to our Heavenly Parent and our true parents. Thank you very much. So we are going to take a family picture. We know that the gathering was quite long, but we still need to mark it of our presence with all our joy and our happiness. So I would like to ask everyone to do this small heart, the little hearts. So for those who have your camera closed, if you want to take part in the picture, please open your cameras and take part in the family picture with a big smile. So just the time that the technical team can get ready, just show little hearts with the big smiles that you have. We do not see all your teeth. We do not mind the color of your teeth. It's a smile that is the most important. Great, wonderful. Let's continue now with the last pose. And this time I'd like to ask everyone to do this heart, the middle heart. And for those who are in couples, you can do it together. Do not forget to smile, please. We want to see your teeth. Smile from ear to ear. I'm not going to cite any names because I do not quite see well the hearts, but still very beautiful. I see many potatoes and cucumbers on the pictures today, but just keep on smiling. Wonderful. Thank you very much for your patience and your cooperation. Thank you to our regional president, our regional vice president, to Reverend Beugre, our regional BFT director. And thank you very much to everyone. And we'll see each other next for the upcoming program. Thank you.
Petit Fouembe! Petit Fouembe!